This is probably one of the worst ideas I ever had. I'm testing a convertible, the Audi R8 Spyder, and I'm still kind of sick. So I'm driving the whole day with the roof down, having a hell lot of fun because this car is pretty amazing, and getting sick again because I was this morning quite okay again, but driving this thing is so much fun. Having the roof down is even more fun. But yeah, the next days won't be nice. I always wanted to drive the R8 because there are pretty many similarities to the Lamborghini Huracan actually. And as this was the first time driving the R8 and this morning I went to the dealership with my Huracan, yeah, definitely there are similarities. Lamborghini belongs to Audi, so they work together on the R8 and the Huracan. Audi is putting the better stuff into the R8, so this car actually has laser lights and it has the, well, up-to-date infotainment system. The one in the Lamborghini is like 2010 or something. I wanted to find out if these things which I thought would be better in the R8 are actually better in the R8 than in the Huracan. The driving, is it better in the R8 or is it better in the Huracan? The seats, are the seats better? Is the sound actually better in the Huracan? That would be my guess, but maybe it's better in the R8, I don't know. I can sit in this thing. I was sitting in the Huracan Spyder. I was looking over the windshield at the front. That thing is perfect. I mean, I don't have to look at the fuel consumption. Who cares about fuel consumption on these cars? So let's just jump into the car and find out the things why the R8 is actually the better Huracan. So yeah, I'm driving a convertible and my Huracan is a coupe. And this convertible just has 540 horsepower, so 70 horsepower less than my Huracan Avio. Of course, you felt the added weight of the convertible and the less horsepower. Feeling in the curves was still very good, but let's find out how fast it accelerates. How to do the launch control in the Audi R8? Well, you first have to select the performance mode, which you do down here. Now we are in performance mode. And then actually we are set to go. So what you do next is go with your left feet on the brake and with the right on the gas, kick it down and then get off the brake and the car goes off. The car is fast, definitely. The official number is 3.6 seconds from 0 to 100 km per hour. I kind of messed up the gear shifts there from the first to the second. The coupe actually does 3.2 seconds, which is the same as the Huracan, so I can't give any points here. How about the sound of the two cars? Both cars have a sport exhaust system. In the Audi R8 you can actually press a button to turn it on. Well guys, I have to be honest, the R8 sounds louder when you drive it. I recently drove the Performante and that thing is louder than the R8. How about driving on the Autobahn? Which car is better there? As expected, the R8 is not facing real opponents on the Autobahn on a regular day. You know, the regular days where people block the middle and the left lane and don't move over to the free right lane. I just don't understand why people do that. The R8 definitely has enough power to just go away from those idiots. However, you feel the lag in power and that the Spyder is heavier. How about stability? Well, I felt a little bit better in the Huracan. The steering is more direct, definitely in the Lamborghini, and this helps on the Autobahn. So this point goes to the Huracan. Driving feels a little bit better in the Huracan. It's more direct, it's a little bit stiffer, it's not as soft.
So I have to give another point for the Huracan for general driving, not just on the Autobahn. And this brings me directly to the points where the R8 scores. The R8 is simply the more comfortable car. For the seats alone, the Audi needs to get a point. You can adjust the sides so you really get fixed in the seat, while in the Huracan you always slip around a little bit. The infotainment system, I already mentioned it, is just up to date. Everything looks good, everything is smooth. You've really detailed maps from Google.
What I really like, which I first thought was quite confusing, were all these knobs on the steering wheel. This one is to start the engine. This one is to open and close the sport exhaust system. So now it's open. You always get feedback there. See, when I press, it says now it's standard, now it's sport. And then you have the drive select. So when I press, I can change the mode I'm in. And as you can see, I have comfort, auto, dynamic and individual. Then I can also press this button, which puts me into performance mode. And then automatically the RPMs go up. And it says that this mode is reducing the stability, the ESP of the car. And there you also have, when you twist it, there you can change between snow, wet and dry mode. So the car basically has like 5 different modes, and then the 5th mode, the sport, the race mode, also has different settings for the electronic stabilizers. From the Huracan I just have Strada, Sport, Corsa. And I can't control the sport exhaust systems. This is always on in sport and Corsa mode. I can't turn it off.
I don't like the gear shifters though, they feel a little bit cheap. What is really cool is that little window behind the seat, but you have that on both the Huracan Spyder and the R8 Spyder.
Audi R8 Spyder V10. My Lamborghini Huracan. Which one would I take? Well, you probably know me by now. I love my Huracan, so I would always go with this guy. But I have to say, the R8 is quite impressive. So I was always like, well, this is just an Audi. That changed completely today. It is a super impressive car. And it's basically an Huracan, just a little bit more comfortable.
And that's also our result. The R8 is basically the better Huracan. It's just not a Lamborghini. With the R8 you get a much more comfortable, up-to-date car. And considering that the R8 is just a little bit cheaper, really just a little bit cheaper than the R8, it is probably the better car, but you just don't get the design of the Lamborghini, you just don't get the brutality or the roughness of the Lamborghini in the R8. And that's what you have to decide when you decide between R8 or Huracan. Do you want to have this nice, comfortable car where you can go to your stepmom and she will be like, oh nice, an Audi? Or do you want to have this brutal, rough car where everybody turns their head, oh they also turn their heads on the R8, but where everybody turns their head and thinks, okay, that's a badass, he's driving a Lamborghini. I mean, that's the image of the Lamborghini. Well, I drive the Lamborghini not because of that image, but, well, I love the design of that car.
I just like the Lamborghini Huracan better. So, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Bye.